What a day, what a month, what a time to be alive. Traders, friends, investors, welcome back. It is your market engineer. We have a lot to unpack in a very short time. Hit the thing, do the stuff. Questions, comments in the down there. Bag holder therapy also in the down there. You know the drill. We got a couple points to go over, so let's just jump right in. And a recap of the epic climb from the bottom of the pit to the top of the mountain, to raising said tops of mountains in every index. Investors are at a point where we're wondering, hey, should we be here? And lots of people could argue, well, the tech sector has grown out of necessity in this time, and I would completely agree. When you see other major indexes that aren't sector specific increasing all-time highs, and volatility is also ramping in that time, mind you. There's a presidential election on the horizon. We have the perfect storm for a pullback correction. And that was the dumpster fire that was September. And in the last weeks of September, we finally consolidate a little bit. We shoot up testing the 3300 again, and we don't touch and turn. We actually blow through it. The 33 also further validated by the resistance seen here, breaking through, and then the touch and turn there. And consequently, we saw that level tested again today. An important distinction to make. There's a lot of truth in the candles. When you see sharp price action like this, especially minute by minute or an entire minute price action, and it doesn't have to be physical gapping down like a jump. Like I would consider this gapping down. Maybe not by definition, but it's the same consensus. Price action is a reflection of consensus in my mind. If people are crazy hype, if they love something and they're just willing to throw their money at it, well, then you can see something shoot up. It's like crazy. However, when the general consensus is that this is really bad, you see the inverse. You see an absolute drop. It's important to notice the difference between this, or say a day like this, the 21st of last month. This is the pre-market, mind you. We're not talking about an area where we play. This is institutions, extremely big accounts trading in these hours. And you see the power struggle. Selling off. Oh, okay. I'm buying that dip. No, things aren't good. People are still freaking out. Like, this is a struggle of power. The general understanding, the general consensus hasn't been made by everyone. Everyone doesn't feel the same way. Some people are playing this. It's not a general excited moment where it's going up or, that's being exploited, or, a fear-based pullback or gap down. The reason that this is important is we have to understand what this means going forward. And more importantly, how to make money or not lose money because of it. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is you need to understand my point of view and why I think this is important. So everyone knows by now the presidents came down with COVID-19 and the first lady and who knows who else. Now, us traders, we are greedy people, but we are not evil people. I don't wish bad on anyone. Don't flame him in the comments. This, again, this is not a political channel, but we are going to point out the relevant data. You heard me talking yesterday about HYLN and how this changes nothing. Well, this changes everything. Okay? We're entering a very weird and uncertain time, reflected in the volatility, reflected in the price action of everything today. Not, we're not the only ones beat down, man. Look at the indexes. Some of them popped up a little bit, but, we still closed red in almost everything. But you have to understand, now is not the time to be a bag holder, and I know I'm a hypocrite because I'm a bag holder. I will also be in bag holder therapy down there with you. But, if you can avoid it, don't be a bag holder right now. I would love not to be, but I'm trying to close out this Hyliion deal. We will get into that later. This is more important. So now that we have this horrible news, this horrible catalyst that has came out, we have to think about all the possibilities. You've heard me say it before. You've seen me type it. Always have a plan for up, down, left, right, whatever the hell can happen. And the complexity and due diligence in said plan should reflect your risk level. If you're going to buy a couple shares and just YOLO it on something, then, who cares? Don't spend hours, researching something. But, if you're about to put thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars into something, I mean, be sure about your decision and understand the risk. And part of understanding the risk is understanding what could happen. Everyone always thinks about the upside. They just grab the bag and they hold it and it just gets bigger and bigger and they don't know when to let go. And I'm guilty of that too. Everyone's been there, but it's about understanding the risk. And right now, we are in a very weird time, okay? We're not over here anymore. We are in absolute no man's land. Some of these strategies we've used in here and that you've picked up along the way work in this market. We are in an unprecedented time where the president has COVID-19. We are going to see some weird shit. Imagine, all right, totally hypothetical. I wish bad on no one. But imagine the first lady takes a turn for the worse. Or the president. Let's say that, he doesn't have to have something detrimental happen, but just the littlest sliver of news coming out that, hey, his COVID isn't going so good, or oh, her COVID isn't going so good, oh, hey, guess what? Now Joe Biden has it. Dude, the implications of that news wire, I don't even think I understand the ramifications of it, okay? If just the mere utterance of the president getting it and then it later being confirmed and all that can bring us to here, then just imagine what some other bit of bad news is going to do, man. All of that said, I'm not saying close all your positions, panic sell, do any of that. I'm saying we need to manage our risk even better than we were. And unfortunately for us bag holders, we are waiting on a catalyst to go through or a pop to happen or the market to let up its strangle and just chill the fuck out so we can close out our deal and get liquid again. And I feel you. I'm right there with you. However, my other account that's not tied up, I'm going to take very quick, low risk, medium reward. I'm not going to get greedy right now, and I'm not going to be holding stuff overnight on that. I'm not saying, you can't find some stocks that are good deals right now. Everything is so beat down. I'm sure there's stuff that's beat down in a beat down sector that is a great deal. I'm not saying that. You don't have to swing and day trade and use your strikes and do all that. My point is anything could happen at any time. And the way that I'm going to manage that risk is by only taking, clean setups. If I see an opportunity, if I see a chart and I'm just frothing at the mouth at the opportunity, then dude, I'm jumping in. But I'm not going to be holding stuff overnight. I'm not going to be playing, really long speculative stuff right now because we are in a speculative time. And you thought September was rocky. October could be even rockier depending on which way this thing swings. So be ready for anything. Think of every outcome. Oh, that was a lot. But I think that's more important than what we're about to go over. So I know you've waited for this. Let's touch on Hyliion now. And finally, what the hell is going on with our baby? So, talked about in the last video and the video before that, consequently a little bit. The stop loss attack that happened at the shareholder meeting, or that was speculated at least. And then we saw that downtrend continue throughout the day, only further fueled by no one saying anything. And at the end of the day, Thursday, the news comes out that it's official from the man himself, from the peeps. Like that tweet came out at 5. We talked about that price action not really making sense, but maybe the timeline was messed up. But the point is, the downtrend continued, and then we got the worst news we could possibly get. Maybe not. We got horrible news, though. And then in the pre-market, some institutions, some big guys dropped a large position, further gapping it down. And then the bad news about the president starts to settle in, and that just causes the market to absolutely go crazy. I mean, you see our gap down? Oh, weird. The market as a whole was gapping then as well. The volatility gapped. So, further indication that smart money is like, holy fuck, drops a large part of their position, causes the gap down, reflected in volatility. and in all the indexes like we talked about for a long time before this. So after all of that, we had a horrible catalyst leading into our big day. What an absolute dumpster fire. That said, I'll throw something up on screen now. I was watching the time and trades pretty actively today, and I was just watching runs getting snuffed out, man. I was seeing things that didn't make any sense. The bottom of a overreaction correction as it just starts to form. There's a huge order that came through. Like, you're selling? You're selling at the bottom as it's correcting? No, you're shorting, man. And that's something to keep in mind that I didn't point out in the beginning of this. In times that the markets are green and everything is good, people are throwing money at the market, okay? It's reflected in the trend. When the market is selling off and most people are panicking, that is the short seller's playground, okay? There is two sides of this coin. You know, traders, investors are the majority and short sellers are the minority, but they are there and they're very big players in that arena. Understand that. So where there's fear and they're selling off, there's people gambling that they can push that down even farther, okay? So welcome to the stock market. Fuck. And quite frankly, all that said, this video has gone too long. I think that all of this was way more important than giving you my play-by-play on what I want to do with this, because quite frankly, I need to digest all of this too, and I think I probably need the rest of the weekend to come up with a good plan that I can present to you guys. So we will be back. I will see you Saturday or Sunday with the follow-up. I will give you my full DD, my plan if we go right, left, front, center, whatever the hell happens. I'm going to figure it out for myself, and I suggest you do the same. Don't follow me. Don't follow anyone on YouTube. Don't listen to any analyst. Take little bits and pieces from all of your trusted sources and come up with your own opinion. Do your own analysis. You are in charge of your financial future, not me, not the next guy. Take responsibility for it. And I promise it's the most empowering feeling ever. You made it to the end. You're a legend. I don't know what I'm going to do for you, but we'll do something. New videos coming out soon. Lots of great stuff and things. Don't panic. This is bad, but we'll be all right. Guard yourself, traders. It's weird out there. Catch you in the next one.